Well, Jack, you made a run last night. Tell us a little bit about that run.
Well, it was cold, as you know.
Yeah, it was
Almost
sure cold.
freezing,
It was
almost
cold.
freezing.
Yes, it was.
And our fuel was cold. We had a little problem heating the motor up. We miscued a little bit. We did make a run. Nothing to brag about, but the people loved it.
Yes.
And that's all I've heard today about that run. So tonight, this afternoon at 5 o'clock, we're supposed to make another run. We've got a full tank of fuel, got it up to par, we're going to heat the motor, we're going to make a full blast, and thrill the crowd.
Yes, we are.
Yes.
So they're going to see the true Captain Jack perform again after 40 years. Just think, 40 years almost since the last time you ran that go-kart.
Over 40.
Over 40.
Yeah. 1973.
Well, you know I'm dyslexic, so I have a little problem with those numbers.
Oh, yeah, I know.
But we just rounded off anyways.
Well, 40 years ago,
Yeah.
at Beeline Dragway in Phoenix, Arizona,
Yes.
they just dismantled all those buildings
Yep.
out there. The people say, oh, I'm going to miss that. But that's the first place that I actually went down in the fives with a run.
Yes.
I run a 598, 215 miles per hour, something like that. Ran out of fuel at the 1100 foot mark, was on cruise the next
Yeah.
So we don't know how fast it was going at the 1,000 foot mark. Because back then, as you know, they didn't measure at the 1,000 foot.
Right, right.
You had to do the full quarter.
Yeah, full
or
1320.
nothing.
Right, exactly.
You wasn't nothing if you didn't do the full quarter. Now they tell you at the 330, at the 660, at the 1,000 foot, and this. Now, I'm happy to be here, and I can't believe that I'm actually running this go-kart after 40 years. You know, I sold that thing right after that run.
Yes, yes, I know that.
I sold it to a couple of good guys down in Tampa, Florida, which neither one of them are with us any longer. But I found the go-kart that was stored, and as you know, it was all rusted up and,
Yes.
and corroded and everything. And I said, I'm going to buy it and take it to my friend, the Rocket Man.
Yeah, and I'm sure glad you did.
And you did a heck of a job.
Yeah, I appreciate it, and it was such a pleasure just being with you. Those 5-6 weeks that we were together was an experience that I'll never ever forget.
You said that before.
Yeah, well, I'm really talking about the egg McMuffins that you bought.
I know. You said
and
that
the coffee,
before.
Yeah, I know that.
That's just something that you're not making up now. You told me that.
That's from all my
a
heart.
year ago.
All my heart. Yeah, I love this guy, man.
But anyway, you know, I love your southern headquarters down here.
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah, we're in Cecil, Georgia. Rocket Man Southern Headquarters. If anybody has come down by Cecil, come off over on 41, just before the drag strip, and this is Rocket Man's Southern Headquarters.
Yeah, we're trying to raise a little money to put a little paint on this place.
Well,
actually.
it needs more than paint. I think it
thinking-
needs a few nails in it. And see that piece of roof in there? It's already coming down.
Well, what about the bars over here? I'm not sure what we're going to do with them.
Well, you might could rent it out as a jail when you're not using it.
When we're not using it, we use it as a jail. How's that sound?
But you know, when I took this card up there to you, it was all, the paint was deteriorated. All the aluminum, like the aluminum fins on the front were corroded away. It looked like a piece of junk. It
Yeah.
was a piece of junk.
Well, it's a piece of junk, but a piece of history.
But we had
Good
we had the basic motor and all that. And by the way, we upgraded all of the fuel
Right,
delivery
right,
system
right.
after you did it.
Yes,
I
yes,
did
I know
that in the past year.
Yes.
And
Looks good to me, too. You did a good job.
and we've been lucky to be hooked up with the Man Cup international national races here, and our good friend Jay Reagan
Yes.
has made it happen that we are going to run. Incidentally, this is an NHRA track, but NHRA doesn't have anything
Right,
to do
yeah,
with these
right.
races.
It's not
But
their
it
event,
is
right?
an NHRA
It's not
track.
their event.
And we'll let some NHRA people see what they're missing by not running the rockets again.
Well, the thing is, it's really good for the promoters. It's good for the owners of the track. It's good for the spectators to bring something new in. And it's a draw. You know, I mean, you see things over and over, and it's just unique to have a rocket powered go-kart that runs, you know, well over 200 miles an hour in the eighth, and it's actually running 5 seconds before the top fuel in the funny cars. But back then, you were running quicker and faster than some of the funny cars that are out there.
Oh, now, I just got a call from Don Gillespie. He's doing a documentary, a film documentary
Yes.
on Orange County International Raceway
Oh, yeah.
in
Yeah.
California.
Yes.
And he said, you've got to be available for this. I've been meeting at Garland's Museum.
Yes.
And he said, we cannot do a documentary without Captain Jack. Because the time that I was out there, they had a funny car manufactured. 35 of the fastest funny cars in the world.
Yeah, you don't see that anymore. I mean, they used to draw 30 funny cars at a time and top fuel cars.
Oh yeah,
It was unbelievable.
They were there, and this was the manufactured cut. And I'm out there I made a pass, and it was pretty good.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, a guy showed up that I was glad to see. Rocket Man.
I'll
You
be
remember
darned.
that?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You said, what kind of fuel pressure are you running on there? And I said, oh, I don't know, maybe 350, something like that. He said, let's crank it up. I said, well, I don't have enough fuel to make. He said, crank it up anyway, run out of fuel, you know.
Yep.
So you crank that up. I made a pass. It was the low E2 of the week.
Yeah, ready for that? You stole the show.
Stole
With all
the
those
show.
high buck funny cars. You stole the show. That's my man.
That's my man. So that we'll never forget.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, I'll never forget you as a friend. You'll always be dear to me, and I am so proud of you, buddy.
Well,
I'm so proud of you.
I post stuff on my Facebook about like your birthday, my lifelong friend, and I love you and all that stuff. I really mean that. That's
Yeah,
what
we know, of course, we know.
And I know you mean
Of
that.
course, yeah.
Even though you do, certified.
Yeah, I keep that hair in line.
Keeps the hair in line.
It's kind
See,
of
I've still got all my hair. That's one thing I've still got. And
No, you still got your spirit.
okay.
Yeah, you still got your will to survive, the will to enjoy life,
Right.
and the will to laugh.
You remember when I took this card away from you
Yes, yes.
when you got through and I went up there
Almost
and
cried.
I said, I'm going to run this thing
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
And you said, well, you can't get any fuel. And they won't let you run. I said, we'll find a way.
Yeah. Well, it's like everything. You found a way to find the go-kart to even start with. It was a loss for all those years, and everybody thought we'd never see that thing again.
Yeah.
You found that.
Yeah.
And, you know, I kind of want to wrap this thing up because we got to go back racing
Right,
here. But
right.
again, you know, I just appreciate all the good times. By the way, when I said I almost cried when you pulled that out, it wasn't because of go-kart, because my friend was leaving. Yeah. And we're going to get back together again up in Minneapolis and do some more rocket car racing.
Well, like I said, we're too far apart. You know, I like the South. I like the warm weather down here, and you love the snow.
Yeah.
But I come up in the summertime, you know, and we've got a newfound friend up there,
Oh, yes.
Kurt Anderson.
Yep.
He's got a big rocket car. We're going to promote that too.
Oh, yeah.
And thanks to Kurt, I'm able to do what I'm doing now.
That's for sure, and you know, the same thing with me.
And you introduced me to Kurt as a friend.
Yes.
And I know you're a friend and all that. And
Oh, get out of here. That's it. Cut!
hey,